Breathe is directed by Andy Serkis and stars Andrew Garfield and Claire Foy. Andrew Garfield plays Robin Cavendish, a young tea broker who becomes diagnosed with a condition that causes him to suffer from paralysis from the neck down. However, he and his wife, played by Claire Foy, were determined to not let that stop them from living a full and true life. Andrew Garfield is a terrific actor. I always liked him when he played Spider-Man in the Amazing Spider-Man franchise, and I truly fell in love with him earlier this year in Mel Gibson's award-winning biopic, Hacksaw Ridge. Here in Breathe, he delivers a very passionate and enthusiastic performance. You can see that he is truly committed to this role, and he allows you to sink into his story completely. Claire Foy, who is an actress I'm not particularly familiar with, completely blew me away in this film. She completely steals the show as Robin's loving wife. She is raw and emotional. She delivers a very personal and real performance. She is the true heart of this story, and her chemistry with Andrew Garfield is very captivating. These two are the true soul of the movie, and without them, the movie would not be the same. It is lucky that they do have such good chemistry in the film, as it does not take the time to set up the relationship between the two characters. The film really wants to get to the main point of the movie, which was the paralysis. However, they did not spend the time developing that relationship. This film probably should have been about 30 minutes longer to give time for that. However, the chemistry between the two leads is good enough that you do actually buy their love, so that is a very good job on their part. Also, I felt some of the comedy in the movie wasn't placed in the correct areas. Now, I can't critique it too much because the type of person that Robin was a very happy and jolly presence, so they were just staying true to the person's real personality. However, I felt sometimes the comedy did compromise some of the more emotional and dramatic moments. However, I cannot take that away from the movie. I just can't. It's not right, and like I say, they are just staying true to this person in real life, and that's all they could do. Now, this is also the directorial debut for Andy Serkis, and this was definitely a strong first attempt for the acclaimed actor. There were a couple of editing choices that took me out of the movie a couple of times that could have easily been fixed. However, it definitely was a great first attempt for his first time directing a film, and I'm definitely intrigued to see what he's going to direct in the future. Robin Cavendish's son Jonathan, who is portrayed in the film, is now a Hollywood film producer, and he produced this movie as a tribute to his father and the work he did for the disability community. This was clearly a passion project for not only him, but Andy Serkis as well. This passion carries over to the two lead actors, like I mentioned earlier. This passion for the film is clear, and it helps you get immersed in the movie, as you can really see these actors really reveling in the fact that they are presenting these characters to wide audiences. The movie was also not as emotional as I thought it was going to be. Now, this may just be me, but there wasn't a single moment in the movie that made me feel particularly emotional. Though this is a very touching story, it is portrayed in a more light-hearted tone, which wasn't necessarily a bad thing, but it didn't quite mesh with me personally, and I don't know if it was the exact correct thing they should have done for this type of story. However, I respect what they were going for to not make it a complete down-in-the-dumps kind of movie experience. Overall, I thought Breathe was an extremely interesting story about a man who wanted to break the mould by not wanting to be tied down just because he couldn't do anything for himself. Although I had some issues with the movie, I can't really take anything away from it due to the fact that it's a true story and they were just being accurate. This was a very inspirational movie, however, which can give you a true good feeling inside. I give Breathe a B+.